All right, Blues, welcome back to the Daily Blues. I'm joined by Alex. Some big news today. Sheikh Mansour has sold a 13% stake in the City Football Group, not just Manchester City, to Chinese media capital for $400 million. Bear in mind,
that's a lot of dollars.
He bought Manchester City in 2009 at the full stake for $400 million, and he's just sold that, which is only now a 13% stake. So the company, not the club, but the City Football Group, is now valued at $3 billion. I feel like the evil guy out of Austin Powers when I say stuff like that.
I know, saying $3 billion, it just makes you sort of feel a bit naughty, doesn't it?
It's mad. And that would value us just 200 million less than United. So the difference in 7 years is quite astonishing. But what does this mean for us? People are worrying.
Tell them it's all good. Make it go away. It's exciting. I think some people get a little bit upset and say, "Oh, is this Sheikh selling up?" Well, it just goes to show how much the club has grown. Like you said, City Football Group now is worth $3 billion, and that means that we've grown, and it means that the Sheikh has almost recouped his investment.
That's all he's done, hasn't he? He's made his money back, but that doesn't mean he's going to stop spending. He's still investing in the area. He's still putting money into the team, into the academy.
And it means now as well is that the Sheikh is basically back to square one, and he still owns 87% of the club.
Yeah.
And he's still a majority shareholder. He still makes all the decisions. Probably the benefit that we have with Sheikh Mansour is City has never really been a business investment. It is because he likes football.
A plaything,
I don't like to say a plaything because
that's what United fans love to call it. It's his plaything. He's going to get bored.
That implies that he's a toddler, and he's more than that. He's a football fan, and I think he owns City because he wants to impress his friends and say, "Look, I won this trophy and I bought that player." But equally, I think in the same way that as football fans, we want to win the league every season. That's why Sheikh Mansour. And you look at people like Mike Ashley, who just want to make a profit out of their club. Look how that's gone for Newcastle United.
Well, this year was the first time we've actually made a profit. A real profit, and it just shows, like you say, about growth. This means that we're now in the Chinese market. We are taking the club and the brand to China. We're taking it over to Asia, and that's a massive step for us and for the brand in general.
Put it this way, in 2008, before Sheikh Mansour bought the club, I was very fortunate. I went to Hong Kong, and Hong Kong is notorious for fake football shirts. And you walk down Hong Kong, and everywhere you look, there'll be somebody on the street, and they'll be selling you fake Barcelona shirts, fake Bayern Munich shirts. I hate to say it, fake United shirts. And I can guarantee this time next year, you walk down any big city in China, you will see people in City shirts. Yeah. You'll start seeing Chinese football fans around the Etihad, and you look at how much they've spent, $400 million. That would imply that's only a fraction of the club, and yet it is massively over what the club is currently worth. Yeah. And that therefore means that they see this as an investment, that this is not going to, City are going to get even bigger.
It's important as well to think that this isn't China. The country of China, the government themselves have not just put $400 million into City. This is the media part of this institution of people who spend lots of money on things. But what they want to do is expand City's brand in China. So it can't be a bad thing business-wise, it can't be a bad thing for the brand. Or it might mean that City are going to go on tour to China. Like you say, we're going to sell a hell of a lot more shirts, but...
Yeah, I think you can expect us to be playing Guangzhou Evergrande and Shanghai and so on in next year's pre-season tour, which maybe as a City fan, who I've been supporting City since we're in the second division, it is going to be, the club is going to get a little bit less hours, and it means that we're going to share it with the world. But I think that's something that we've gotten used to. I think, I sit next to a guy who flies over, my season ticket is next to a guy who flies over from Ireland for every home game. I don't think that's the sort of thing that you got when we were in the second division. I think it's not the sort of thing that you get at any Champions League club, any serious Champions League club. It's something City fans are going to have to get used to, that we are going to see more foreign fans, and we're going to see City become a global property.
It's what the club want. And it's what we need. So there's nothing against it.
If we want to win trophies, if we're top of the Premier League, and if we want to stay at the top of the Premier League,
money talks.
I don't think it's that much of a small sacrifice that everywhere you go in the world, people not only are familiar about Manchester City, but you can have a conversation with someone about City.
Also, China has like one of the biggest growing audiences for football, but with this $400 million that's burning a hole in our wonderful owner's pocket, does that pave the way for Lionel Messi?
Well, it's now a fact that we're going to sign Messi, Adam.
It's probably on Wikipedia, isn't it?
Yeah, it is exciting. I can't imagine that $400 million is going to sit in the Sheikh's bank account. I'm sure that we'll see some of that. Maybe not January. I don't know, maybe I can't see us signing anything more than one player in January. But next summer, depending on where we stand in the league, depending on how we do the Champions League, it would seem that...
The thing with the Messi deal is things like this, where we're going so global, a signing like Messi now would really make us the top level. Like, we're there and thereabouts with your Real Madrids, Barcelona's, United, Bayern Munich. If we were to sign a player of Messi's calibre, we then become the top dog. So
yeah, I think there was that old Mourinho thing, isn't it? Every club needs a hero.
Yeah.
But I think we've sort of got that. I think David Silva and Aguero are our kind of sort of share that duty. And if I'm honest, I don't want it just to be signing Messi because we need him. We can make our own Messi, and I think Aguero is underappreciated. I genuinely believe if Aguero stayed fit for an entire season and Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo didn't exist, Aguero would be considered the best player in the world.
Easily.
But we live in a world where two of the greatest footballers who've ever lived happen to be playing football at the same time. And I think we need to be pushing Aguero more as our hero, keeping him fit for a season, keeping him fit for 12 months, and make our own hero. And I'd rather not see us blow that 400 million on one player, but continue the way of the Sheikh. And you've got to look at the people who run the club. The people who run Manchester City have all worked at clubs like Barcelona, and they want to build an academy, and they want to develop it as a programme. And that isn't just about going, he's the best player, let's get him.
But if you're watching Mr. Sheikh Mansour, please do spend that money on Messi. That would be great.
That would be fantastic.
Sorry for the long episode today, but we kind of had to. It's a massive story for City. It's the first time that the Sheikh's given up any of his control since 2009. It's big news. It's big money, so we had to get it to you. But we'll see you tomorrow for a normal episode of the Daily Green.